Father Jeff Day, and in the course of my priestly ministry, I've prepared many different couples for the sacrament of marriage. All couples are very excited about exchanging their vows in the ceremony. And what couple wouldn't be? But before we even get to those vows, there are 3 questions that are in the ceremony asked right prior to the vows. Let's take those 3 questions now and look at them in terms of how they relate to natural family planning. The first question is, have you come here freely and without reservation to give yourselves to one another in marriage? It asks, well, you're going to give yourselves to one another. That includes all of you as a person. This includes also a couple's fertility as well as their infertility. What the couple's being asked here is to accept that gift completely. When a couple holds back and uses an artificial form of contraception, they're not giving themselves completely and totally to one another. By using natural family planning, a couple is able to really give of themselves completely.
When we answer this first question in church on our wedding day, we're really saying that we're giving ourselves to each other fully and totally without holding anything back.
Kind of like Jesus did on the cross and how he does every day in the Eucharist for us.
Right. You know, it's not, my choice to have a kid or not. It's our choice as a couple.
And we're allowing ourselves to make those choices with each other instead of saying that our body's our own.
Right. We're working in this together, and we're really, saying, I'm not going to use contraceptives and hold back my fertility from you. I'm giving it to you.
With each other. And we're treating it like a gift and not like it's some kind of disease that we're trying to prevent.
Yeah, so. you get a say in this too. But, it's not only just our bodies too. It's our souls and our spirituality. And it's really saying, hey, I want to be with you in this voyage called life, all the good times, the bad times.
I want to share it all with you, and because the main goal in our lives is just to get each other to heaven, right?
Right, and that's really the whole goal of it all, is to get to heaven one day,
Yeah.
All the good times, the bad times, sickness and health, we're going to do this together.
The second question is, will you love and honor each other for the rest of your lives? Well, that sounds very nice. Those are wonderful words. Love, honor. Another word that we can use instead of honor is respect. What I like to talk about with couples in the wedding homily is for them to look at a cross. When you look at the cross, you see the depth of love that Jesus has for his bride, the church. Jesus gave up everything for his bride, the church, to have life. This is what husbands are asked to do too, to love their brides completely, to give up of themselves completely. And brides, they're asked to do the same and to return that love back to their spouse. Couples find that when they practice natural family planning, that they're able to more easily imitate this sacrificial love within their marriages. What this means is that the couple is going to remain open to loving one another, honoring this gift of fertility that they bring into the marriage. By using natural family planning, a couple is able then to really love one another without reservation, and also then to respect one another.
I love and respect Lauren.
And I also love and respect Giovanni.
And I plan to do so for the rest of our lives, and this is why we're getting married.
And we can't separate this love that Christ has for us from the respect that Giovanni and I have to have for each other. Because love without respect, it wouldn't be love at all. It would just be lust for each other. And we have to apply this also to our sexuality, that we cannot separate sex and fertility, that we have to accept them together, and that we can't hold anything back.
I don't want to place any barriers between Lauren and I by using contraceptives. By placing those barriers between us, I cannot give myself fully to her. I would be holding something back and being selfish in doing so.
And it would eliminate that respect that we have for each other. And we want to imitate as much as we can the love that Christ has for us by completing the love with respect.
To love each other for the rest of our lives until the day that we enter into heaven.
The third question is, will you accept children lovingly from God and bring them up according to the law of Christ and his church? Well, notice in that question, there's no timetable as to when the children are supposed to be arriving. There's no suggested number of children that are supposed to come from the marriage. Some couples might come to the ceremony thinking that they're only supposed to have maybe one or maybe two children. Some couples may approach the ceremony and say, well, we're not going to have children for the first 5 years. But if a couple is using natural family planning, they are able to remain open to however many children that God might bless them with. They're also able to remain open to the timetable that God would have them use. They are able to responsibly plan when to have a child and also how many children. If there's a serious reason why they should be avoiding pregnancy, they can use natural family planning. Also, if God is inviting a couple to have more children, natural family planning can help a couple to achieve that goal.
We've been married for 2 weeks now, and there's a lot of people in our lives that would like us to have children right now, but we're not ready for that just yet.
Even though we know it's going to be a great blessing and a great gift to have children, we also know it's not always going to be easy, just as Christ dying for us on the cross wasn't easy, but an act of love.
And Jesus is the perfect example for how we need to live, and we would like to teach our children that same example. And just as Christ was a perfect example for us, we want to be a great example for our children. And as of now, we pray together, and we read the Bible with one another, and we go to church with each other. And we want to share that with our children someday.
God's always taken care of me. I trust that He'll always provide for my family.
For more questions and answers, check out our webpage at www.nfponline.org or email your questions to nfp@aod.org.